good segue into the Midas topic. She also talks a little bit about that. I mean, it's just a big discussion that's kind of always going on. She's QRTing this person, saying, TBH, I'm not sure if I get the context, but are people mad because Bao makes more IRL content and less VTuber content? Aren't you watching a streamer because of their personality/skills? Why does it matter if she does both? She's a streamer and decide what she does. And then person tweets, Tiger Natch, fans know some VTubers became VTubers because they thought it was easy to grow from fans of the medium. How many women went from flesh tubing, hit a wall, and growth to VTubing and back to flesh tubing after hitting another wall? It's why multiple VTubers started posting about only being a VTuber or showing flesh after Offkai. Some are going with the trends, others are disgusted.
My issues typically stemmed this year, not from the fans, like a lot of people were thinking on Twitter and through Rima's video, but because of behind the scenes. I met a lot of VTubers that were very entitled in their—
Wait, my video was mentioned, but in the video we did read all of her tweets, even her clarifications though. But maybe, I don't know, maybe people missed that part.
Their position as a VTuber that is leaning into flesh tubing. So what I mean by that is that there were a lot of VTubers this year, medium, small, large, that were almost bragging about the actual VTubing they do and how excited they are to start doing more flesh tubing on their VTubing stuff. And that really pissed me off. Like that, like I'm no Puritan, but something about this Offkai forced me to really re-examine what it means to be a content creator in this space, and I think I've developed more sense of puritanicalism as well. I did my best, but I have a story I think I want to tell you guys that kind of broke my heart a little bit. I mean, I've talked it over with the affiliated parties, but it's another reason why I was invited to BTW. I don't think being upset at seeing their VTubers in the flesh is something you should worry about. People deserve to be able to live their lives. That isn't what this is about. This is about people talk. What I'm upset about isn't that people want to live their lives and that people want to make content. It's the erosion of this very specific kind of type of content creation. You can flesh tube, and you can do a damn good job of it and have an audience that's there for it and excited.
Of another Dino suit cameo.
But once you do that one too many times, you do genuinely like muddy like the definition of what it is to VTube. To VTube is to have the character, right? And
wait. But one thing I'll add though is that even before I became a VTuber, so when did I start? Like, what was it, like 3 years ago at this point? It's not true that this is a recent thing. I think to clarify that people always had the conception that if you had a VTuber model, you would link your OnlyFans to it. Like ever since COVID, like I remember that when I told my friends that I wanted to get a VTuber model, the people, especially like the people around me would say, oh, congratulations. You know, all you have to do is lure people in with your VTuber model and then link your OnlyFans to it. That's what all the VTubers do. That's what I was told by like multiple people. And I was like, well, I don't think I'm gonna do that, but okay. And I remember being a little bit annoyed by it when they said that. I was like, I don't think I would do that. Like that's not really me. I don't mind if other people do it, but that's just not my thing. So that was already 3 years ago. We kind of already had that reputation. I don't think it's a good reputation necessarily, but it was already there. It's not something new.
And too much obfuscation of that. Just I personally don't like that.
Like the rise of OnlyFans was during COVID, no?
I think that it also is a little insulting to your audience. Even the ones that really like the flesh tubing content. They came for one thing, and if you're subverting expectation too often, not even as a one-off gimmick, but just you shouldn't really be shocked when people get upset. Right? Like, if you're not giving people what they came for and they get upset by it, it is stupid to play dumb and act shocked that people are confused, right? And that's very different from, oh, well, you know.
I mean, that's kind of being a woman on the internet. Why did people say that? Because of exactly what JP said. It's you're being a woman on the internet. People are gonna say things like that. Because people on the internet, they don't see you, so they'll grab the first thing that they can say something in. Like if somebody has an accent, they're gonna be called an Indian. If somebody has a weird voice, they're gonna be made fun of their voice. If somebody is a girl, they're gonna get sexualized. It just comes with the territory. It's online.
People should do whatever they want. If you're going to call yourself a VTuber, that's fine. But if you don't behave like a VTuber, audiences are going to notice and they're going to call you out on it. If you act shocked that you do not behave like a VTuber, and you instead are just co-opting a label and you're sometimes using an avatar, you should not be blaming your audience, right? This is something that is very on the nose. This is what is on the label, what is on the tin. This is like day zero. What is a VTuber? How do you define it? It's like going to a cooking channel and all they do is they talk politics and they don't cook. All right? If you want to do things, be very open and clear about your intention and label yourself properly. If you mislabel yourself, you're pissing people off.
Or I mean, just give them a warning at least, or ask your audience if they would care. Because I do believe that some VTubers audience like really wouldn't care. Because I do believe that some VTubers audience like really wouldn't care. But people often conflate it, say that it's a Western thing and it's gone. I know, yeah, but these are the people that are like culture war brain rotted because it's not a Western thing. I mean, there's tons of VTubers that do like straight up porn. I mean, this is the reason why I can't open X on my main account on stream anymore. You can't scroll X because like there it's full out, dude. It's full out.
Yeah. But yeah, what disillusioned me was a lot of medium to large VTubers I met being very gleeful and very open about doing this shit on purpose and doing it for
Really?
a reaction.
Oh.
There are a lot of disingenuous, slimy people there. Respect your audience. If you're a VTuber watching me, just make your takeaway not, you never be allowed to do this, that, or the other thing. I personally, because of this, will probably not do anything flesh adjacent again.
It almost sounds like flesh tubers are just culturally appropriating VTubing to get larger audiences.
Yeah, it does.
Size.
It does feel like cultural appropriation. But yeah, if you're a VTuber watching me,
where I draw my line, but everybody has a different line, is when they start attacking other people and trying to change the medium. That's my issue. It's like those VTubers that have like anti-idol in their bio, or VTubers that are like, well, if you like lolly, you're a PDF file. That's my issue. I feel like the OG streamers felt the exact same way about all streamers, even VTubers after the fact. Original streamers were all gamers, and doing anything else wasn't real streaming. You mean so people wouldn't think that VTubers is real streaming in the first place? Because you do concerts and all of that, you can't. What is actually happening? Can somebody summarize? There's a big discussion about if VTubers should like reveal their face or not, because Bao has been doing a lot of IRL content lately, and this is Midas who's talking about her experience at Offkai and her opinion on this.
Your takeaway from this shouldn't be, ew, all skin is evil and bad. Your takeaway from this should be viscerally honest with your audience, because they are who you are, presenting for. If you're telling lies, by God, at least tell your lies in character. Anyway, pick a lane. Pick a lane, and if you're gonna change lanes, make sure there's warning.
Yeah, make sure there's warning. That's also what I said. She's talked more about and given more context that wasn't included in the timestamp. She talks about Offkai VTubers pivoting to IRL content, which is, I think, mostly included in this clip. And then she also talks in the same stream about what exactly happened in Offkai that made her not want to do RL stuff anymore.
Then there's the issue of OPSEC, operational security. Now, this was one of my big flaws at Offkai, unintentionally, because I was, doing my best to keep my voice down and to not, call people over that might recognize me or the people I was around. But
if I ever go to a con, do I just need to have like a speaker with me? So like I never can fucking open my mouth. So because people like I would be immediately recognizable, no? I'll have somebody standing next to me and I'll just like whisper in their ear like everything that I need them to say on my behalf so they can be like my mouthpiece.
some people, it's difficult. And I had an issue with someone that I was with a lot of the time where they would ask me a question and I would like excitedly respond because, yeah, you've got a question, I've got an answer. And then they would glare at me and then they would tell me to shut up and to not be so loud. It's like, oh shit, am I too loud? I don't want to expose people or what we're talking about. Okay, I'll be quiet. But then it kept happening. And then even though I went quieter and quieter, it just kept happening to the point where it felt wrong. And then one of the days, I was asked a question and I was very intentionally
That's your real voice? I thought you were doing a bit, bruh.
keeping mindfully my voice down. And this person asked me the question, wanted a response. I went to respond, and this person immediately told me frantically to shut up, to not talk
What?
at all, because even if I'm not too loud, my voice is too distinct. So if anybody heard me, I would dox the whole group as VTubers. And that really rubbed me the wrong way because we were like a 20-minute walk away from the convention center. We were a genuinely safe distance doing something where, I don't know, plausible deniability, right? At that point, that just really hurt. At that point, I gotta just grab.
I hate being told to lower my voice, and it does happen often. Apparently, I speak really loudly. Apparently, it's also a symptom of ADHD, is what my therapist said. I just thought my ears were bad this entire time.
My shit and I ran away crying. Talk about OPSEC. You guys want to hear about how I cried in public at Offkai because I got humiliated for having a voice? Anyway, I spoke with this person later and we cleared things up because they were, again, just,
it doesn't feel good.
Very worried about operational security, and rightfully so. After you're a certain size, it is one of those things that you have to consider, and maybe I was in the wrong for running away and being upset because it was very personal feeling, but ultimately I was asking other people that knew us. I'm like, hey, this is what went down. What do you think? Was I crazy? Everybody I spoke to gave me a resounding yes! Yes, you're crazy! Don't talk! It's like, oh.
Really? Oh, I disagree with them. I don't think her voice would be that recognizable. She speaks like, I think your voice is recognizable if you have a very high pitch or a really deep voice, or you have like a very distinct accent, but she just speaks like good English, right? She sounds like very normal.
I actually brought my Midas cosplay that my mother made and had it in my suitcase, and I was going to wear it on the last day of Offkai. Because, like, there were other big VTubers there cosplaying as themselves, and I thought, okay, this might be my only opportunity because I don't think I'm coming back to Offkai again. And,
just sit quietly in the chair, Backer.
I remember, after this was after all the OPSEC stuff, I'm just like, so what do you think, guys? Do you think it's okay to wear? It's just like, no.
Yeah, hold on. Are they trying to say if you're a VTuber online, you can't talk in public? Yes, that's basically what people say. Because this was a con that people knew she was going to. I mean, in the case of OPSECs, a lot of VTubers just don't say when they're going to cons. They'll say it after. what else can you do? I mean, not much, but do you guys remember that zombie dude? Like, he wasn't really a VTuber. He was a very popular zombie guy that had an avatar. Was extremely, extremely popular. He had like that Rizzler, deep, like daddy voice, and he had corpse husband. Thank you. And he had like an astonishing amount of like female fan base. Like he was Vox before Vox, you know. He was very popular, and that guy, he became so paranoid of being found out, of oh, he had really bad GERD. Oh my god, like me. Well, like me, like 2 weeks ago. So that's what changed his voice. Oh, that's why his voice was like that. But anyway, that guy, he basically ruined his life because he became so paranoid about people finding out about him that he was even afraid of stepping outside, getting his mail, going to the grocery store. Like it drove him crazy that he just stopped living his life, or he developed some kind of agoraphobia, I suppose. And then, I mean, it kind of like ruined his life, just because you're so focused on your online persona. And they did end up being doxing. I mean, everybody ends up like, you know, if you're a famous streamer, like there, it's all out there. He got so paranoid that he stopped touching grass. Yeah, his fans were insane, though. That is true. They were fucking parasocial. But sometimes it's not, it doesn't come from the fans to like the harassment and all of that. It comes from outside. Every time we see a horse outside, it's Rima. Yes, exactly. I change a coat very often. He was doxxed and he didn't look like what his fans fantasized about. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like, you can never, like, a real person can never come up to the expectations that your imagination has, or to the expectation of your avatar. Like, it's just physically impossible. The proportions are different. Everything is different. The mystique, yeah, like nobody looks like that IRL. I mean, even like the most beautiful people on the planet, like even fucking supermodels don't look like themselves in photos because they're so photoshopped and edited.
Don't you dare wear that. And it's like, oh. I remember I called my mother and I started to cry, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't wear the thing that you made me. I'm too stupid and loud. I'm too distinct. I've never.
Yeah, Kayson isn't far from her model IRL, and she's so fucking beautiful. Like, it's wild. She's built like she's perfect. Kayson's perfect. Her skin is like perfect. Everything. Like, okay, Kayson actually looks like an anime character.
Had distinct feel like an insult Midas is very before. Nice. Anyway, but that really got me thinking. Again, because Offkai is for the fans. It's not for the VTubers themselves. They can perform there, but really, if, like, you're caught, you do shatter the illusion for people. And after that happened, I just started seeing floods of tweets of people going, oh my god, I saw a fan of mine, so I ran up to say hi, and they told me that they weren't a fan of mine anymore. And it's just like, I'm sitting there, and this is immediately after I got told off for talking, and it's like, well, but your fan wasn't in the wrong. You aggressively approached them, and you... I don't know.
Is scary, so I get it. People either don't care at all, like the flesh tuber fakers, or go to insane levels of paranoia bordering on mental illness.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Like,
yeah, that's what we said. It's the two extremes.
Away from that very upsetting incident was that I was genuinely in the wrong, and I was kind of hysterical even, right? Because it really, at the end of the day, even though it felt personal, it's not, right? And even if it was personal, I spoke with the person, and I'm coping that it isn't. But I just saw such a disconnect. Because it's like, if I, am in the position where I need to be quiet, all other VTubers really should be as well. I go online, I see people bitching about their fans hating them because they caught them at Offkai, and it's like, well, there's failings on two parts here. One, you stopped being a VTuber to them. So, they're upset because they non-consensually had the thing that they liked ruined. That's not their fault.
Yeah, but wait. No, I don't think I agree with that part. How did they find out that this person was a VTuber? If they went up to them, then that's on them, no? But like, or was it because was the VTuber cosplayed as themselves and then it's obvious? Because then I would agree with that. But it's like, if it's the fans seeking them out, if it's the fans seeking out IRL photos of them or going through like sneaky means to get their hands on that information, then that's their fucking fault if they're disappointed. Oh, this is the scenario where the VTuber crushes the fan? Okay, well then that's different. I guess the context matters.
Also,
Oh, she said they introduce themselves as the VTuber to the fans? Well, that's fucking weird. Why would you do that? Does seeing the voice actors for an anime or show you like ruin the show? No, dude, there's an entire culture built around seiyus. They have fans simping for them, like, because they associate them with the character. I kind of like super simped for the Sukuna Sayu for a while. I got like a little bit obsessed, but it's past. And Rima wouldn't betray me. I met her in the Keller in World War One.
Being so publicly upset at you for being at a VTuber convention, a convention known for VTubers being there, especially when they publicly post about it all the time. He kind of should have kept that shit to himself and just stopped showing up to your streams. I'm gonna be honest. That's one of those inside voice moments. Yeah. So I prefer a pilot actor technician distinction from the VTuber. Well, that's the thing, right? Like, Mori Calliope.
I mean, Sayu shows her face, and when we weren't in Japan, Sayu wanted to film, and I mean, they asked me if I could be in the videos, and I was like, I'm not really comfortable with that. And then they were like, well, we won't show your face. We can just show like around. And I was like, I know something's gonna happen. I don't trust it. Like something's gonna happen. There's gonna be a reflection somewhere. I just want to be a VTuber. I think it's so much easier. I'm not ashamed of what I look like. There's no fucking thing, but I like just being able to roll out of bed and fucking turn on the camera without showering first. Like, I don't know, it's just so much easier.
Actually, we're not going to use that example because then it goes into actually, you know, being not classy and talking about things. There's VTubers out there that have secondary jobs that are very flesh forward, but they're also public, you know?
Smart. I imagine you to be a realistic horse. Don't break my immersion, please.
They have a non-VTuber identity. And they keep them very separate, but because the public knows that they're both connected, they get the
That's genuine
tuber
mental illness
treatment.
if you don't think there's a real person behind a tuber.
It's not that they don't think there's a real person behind the VTuber. It's just they were given a character, and a lot of VTubers don't make enough distinction between the character and themselves, so they present themselves in reality not as the person who plays the character, but as the character. So they are mentally replacing what they've built in someone else's head about themselves. Hey, Midas, long time no see. Hey, Blaze! Also, can you do a flip? Hold on.
I don't know if I'd go to a con, like...
Anyway.
I think one part of it is that I'm a little worried about safety too, because I know that a lot of people dislike me, like, very vehemently. Flesh tubers can't do that. Checkmate.
Midas, you're being too loud. I'm not gonna lie. The rest of the con, like, I found it really hard to talk at all. Even at, like, the industry events and mixers. Like, I was just so hurt.
Fillion, is that you?
Shut the fuck up. See that not Fillion person floating around? Very, very chill lady.
I think it's because the Kayfabe is basically a mutual promise. If the VTuber should reveal the face, they need to discuss with the existing fans first. It will not just declared once. Yeah, exactly. You need to gauge what your fans want first. I did kind of mention that, and I think that's the best way to go about it. Some fans will be really chill about it, some fans won't like this at all. Hey, you! Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button, and I'll see you in the next video.